don't know what's happening. I'm live already, but it's like pink or something. But I guess it has my background.
I think.
Turn the light on. See what it looks like.
Yeah, I think you're on two things. You want this light on or both of you?
Yeah, maybe that one. I don't know. I still look. I guess that looks better, but I still kind of look dark. I don't know.
I think. Can I advise? Two things.
We're trying to figure it out over here on Chanel's Reality. Give us 1 second. Oh, I think this is what it was a little bit last time. I need the light to be closer.
But again,
you want my camera to be up here?
I think because then they can read the background better. But it's up to you.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do that. Here, push that way, not this way.
What is that?
This that way. No, this. Just put it on the top. Yeah. And then, sorry guys. Trying to figure it out over here on Chanel's Reality, okay? And I'm hot for some reason.
I tend to see down.
Yeah. This. I thought you were gonna put the camera on. I mean the.
No.
Okay, I thought we were gonna put the light on there. Child. Okay, I guess. But now I look dark again.
Oh, that's because I need to also. So.
Yeah.
Is that better?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's that much better. Listen, we need one of those things that say, "Oh, please." Yeah, I look real dark. I don't know why. Hey guys, welcome to Chanel's Reality. Listen, I'm trying to figure out some stuff over here. So my husband will be working in the background trying to figure it out. Yeah, because the do what you love or whatever is completely like what's my little doubt. And my little it's well with my soul is no longer lit. Maybe I should. Is this thing plugged in anymore?
Just wait a second. Well, you do what you feel.
It's not even plugged in anymore. I still look, I don't know. It seems like maybe I need lights in the background. I think that's as light as it goes.
How did you feel that looks?
I don't know why it doesn't. I'm not lit right, but that's okay. Why are my boobs so big? Jesus Christ.
I mean, we can still do this too.
That's better. Okay. That's much, much better. What you think? It's better than what it was.
Yeah, that's better.
All right, let's get started. We're already 2.264. I don't want it that close.
Okay. All right. I'll just.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Or maybe I don't know. I was going to set up my set somewhere else today, but I ain't got time. I want to go watch that movie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I don't know why I want to go watch it, but it's in my mind. I feel like it's a good time. So, let me start off with this. First off, thank you to everyone who is still coming on to my lives and participating in the live chat. I appreciate you guys. And shout out to everybody who is liking my videos and subscribing to my videos. It means a lot. I know I'm not on here every single day because right now I'm having some health problems, but listen, we're going to be back in track. I have surgery on Thursday, but after that, well, probably the next week, I probably won't be so great. But after that, I'll be back into it. So today, let's see, what do we have on the docket today at the court of Chanel's Reality? Sorry, guys. I want to talk a little bit today about Porsha, Dubadia Stewart Williams, and her and her husband Simon. Can somebody give Simon a peach? Simon, I think, really wants to be on reality TV. I feel like he does, and he just listen. You know how I always say you should not always be the smartest person in the room because how can you grow? Porsha needed to be a little bit smarter because Porsha not really smarter than a fifth grader. No shade. Don't come for me, all the Porsha stands, but she's just not. Let's just call it what it is. She not. And that's okay. Porsha understands that she has to use her beauty. Okay? I ain't mad at that. Everybody can't use their brains. Just is what it is. Just like everybody ain't beautiful. Just is what it is, right? The problem is I did not know that Simon Gubadia, child, he is petty. He is petty, Betty, honey. Listen, we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna read Cassie's statement because that's more on the serious side, and then we'll get into the petty Betty of the Porsha Williams of it all. We're gonna talk a little bit about some of my people. She's not really my people, but you know, she's from Houston, Texas. So there's that. Kelly Roland and the people across the pond in France, I think, at the what is that thing called? It's not the Met Ball. What the hell is it called? I think it's either called the Con or the Cannes Festival or something like that. And sis showed up beautiful as ever in her red dress. And you know, the people in France, they don't like Americans. Let's just start there. They be like, pew, Americans. Yeah, I got that off some comedy thing that I watched. But it's true. I've been to France. I haven't been in France like that, but they don't like us. And then she's brown. She's brown like us. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think, I don't know. It's just don't work against her, you know, unfortunately, because they were stopping her. Sis was trying to take her cute photos, and you know, the lady usher, whoever she is, she was just ushering Miss Roland on along. And Miss Roland told y'all a long time ago. I'm trying to fix it. She said on that Miss Kelly album, if y'all missed out on that album was real. Okay. I listened to basically every song on there, and all of them was hitting. I don't know why that didn't, in my opinion, it should have been like a universal release. She should have got a Grammy or two off of that album. It was really good. But you know, her other songstress sister, Beyonce, is a light break close away. So maybe that's why. I don't know. I love Kelly. But the people over there, Kelly said, you know what? What she say? Now they saying Miss before they mention my name. She said that a good 20 years ago. And I'm gonna need them to act like they understand that Miss Kelly Rowland can sing and she's starting her own right, and they need to stop acting like that. Like they better get their act together. And Kelly wasn't having it. They already acted a fool over there at the, I don't get the wrong show. I don't know if it was the Today Show, Good Morning America, wherever it was. They was acting like they didn't understand the assignment. And Miss Kelly was like, I guess either her or her people, they was like, we ain't having this. No. She is not just a person on this show. She is hosting the show. So sis needs all her to be together. So we'll talk about Kelly Rowland, and then who else do we want to talk about today? I feel like there's somebody else. Oh, Miss Young Miami. Now I don't know who this person is. All I know is she's associated with Diddy, and apparently, listen, she has unfollowed him. And apparently, that's just, you can't unfollow people. I don't know what would that be equated to if you unfollow someone in the real world? Because it's just, why is that something that matters? I don't know, but apparently it matters. So there's that. So let's just get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. Child. They need to give Simon Mr. Simon Gubadia, come to the front. Okay. He needs his own peach. Mm-hmm. He needs his own peach. He does. He needs his own peach. In my opinion. He needs his own peach. Am I sitting right? I don't know. I just don't like the way it feels. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, he needs his own peach. So Simon, okay, so one of the new cast members, I guess official cast members of the Real Housewives of Atlanta is, what's that lady name? Shamia Morton or something. Excuse me, guys, I'm tired. So she's a new, I guess, Real Housewife. It's weird though to me because I'm like, so Porsha's no longer a housewife, or she's getting divorced, but she's still a housewife. But Shamia, don't get me started. Anyway, so Shamia Morton is a new housewife, and she is the, you know, well-known bestie, I guess you could say, of I still feel like something ain't right. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in the camera right or something. Anyway, so she's one of the new housewives. Apparently for her birthday, I guess Porsha went live or something like that on Instagram and was like, basically, shout out to my girl. What did she say? Let's see. What did Porsha say? Okay, so this is what Porsha said. Porsha said, congratulations to my good sis at Shamia Morton or whatever. She said, I'm so happy for you and my brother Gerald. He has, I guess she's saying Shamia's husband has great taste, right? because he has fine taste and he bought her a fine automobile. And I'm paraphrasing what she said. She says, "Look forward to watching you watching you be the only cast member on Roa who has a Rolls Royce." So then Mr. Gubati, Mr. Gubati, who clearly ain't got nothing but time, he then says, he goes on to, I guess, Shamia's page or Porsha's live, and he says, question, would you rather cry homeless or, no, he said, question, would you rather cry homeless with the Rolls Royce or live or with the Honda Civic? Oh my God. Listen, Porsha, come to the front. Child, you got to be smarter than fifth grader to mess with Mr. Gubati. I think he likes pretty girls that not very cerebral. I think that's what he likes. That's what it seems like he likes. Cause I don't know much about Fallon, but she didn't seem super cerebral either. But we didn't see her a lot, so maybe that's what it is. But Porsha, girl, we've seen you on our TV screens for some years. You thought that there was a real train on the going. Porsha, you thought there was a real train, the real railroad. I mean, the what is it called? Now you got me spacing out. The Underground Railroad. Porsha was just like, oh yeah, there had to have been a place for the railroad to pass under. I was like, oh, Porsha, girl. Then she said it was 265 days in a year. I can't. So then let's see. So then after he said, Mr. Gubadia says what he says about Porsha. So then Porsha goes on to her, I guess she responds and she said, valid green card or debt free. And then she writes Simon's name with a heart. So Simon, told y'all Simon ain't got nothing but time. Simon says, so then he writes Proverbs 26:11 on the Amplified Bible, like a dog that returns to his own vomit. It's horrid. And then he says, horrid, what does it say? Peter's foolishness never again. He's basically saying you're stupid, Porsha. And just like a dog who returns to his own vomit, he's saying you're stupid because the dog will vomit and then eat his own vomit. It's disgusting, but it will happen. So I'm not sure, Porsha, if you want to really play this game with Mr. Gubadia, because he seems like he's smarter than a fifth grader, sis. I feel like I read something wrong there. So she talking about he ain't got no green card. He talking about she's like a dog who returns to his own vomit. She's foolish. He's basically, Porsha, when he said about the Rolls Royce, when he said, would you rather be, what did he say? Would you rather cry homeless or have a Rolls with the Rolls Royce, or basically have a home with the Honda Civic? Which one would you rather have? He's saying you're so what's the right word? You're worried about material things. He's saying you're materialistic, which this is the thing. There's nothing wrong with being materialistic. I like all kinds of material shit. So it don't have a problem with me over here. The problem with you, Porsha, is although you have money now, I guess I'm assuming, because lots of people can flaunt and act like they have it and they don't have it like that, or don't have it like that anymore. But people can stunt. This is the thing. Shout out to you, Porsha, because you got a lot of people that love you, and I think you are a pretty girl. I mean, Kenya said, without your makeup, you're not so cute, but I think you're a pretty girl. You got to bang about it, whatever. It is what it is. It just seems like I don't understand why you're still waiting for some dude to kind of like be your beau. And that's the part that I don't get. You're already pretty, you're already famous, you already appear to have money. So I don't know why you need to have some dude that has more money than you. Go get, like, what did Candy say? Go get a regular guy who's got his own $1,000 or whatever it is, $100,000, and he regular. That way you can't just get dropped off, because the guys that every single guy from my opinion, that Porsha has been with has just been able to drop her off. She was with Cordell Stewart. He divorced her on the Instagram or on Twitter or something like that, or he announced it. Then you went on to the one guy who was handsome, but you wanted to give him a baby numb. I think he called it like, what did he call it? Extortion or something like that. He seemed intelligent, but then he was just kind of like, I quit my job so I can come film with you. And she was just like, oh, hell no. Then I'm sure there were some guys in between there that would just kind of like jump off or whatever. And then you got with the hot dog man. Again, for you, it was a come up. For him, what he said, I'm not paying for a wedding for a whole bunch of people that don't care that we together, whatever. And he was being mean, but he was also being honest and real. And he cheated on her while she was like pregnant. Like I think 8 or 9 months pregnant. It's savage. Like what are you doing? Or maybe after she had a baby, I don't remember exactly. So then that didn't work out. And then Bravo gave her own TV show, and she really became Ratchet, Thoughtlandia, whoever she became that person. And it's just like, girl, what are you doing? I didn't even watch that show. I would have watched Kim Pire. I would watch Kim Pire, and he would just drag her. What did Kim Pire call her? Porsha's Family of Lies or something. It's just like savage. I couldn't get into it. And then I think, and then you filmed whatever season with Fallon and Simon, and then the next thing we know, you and Simon on a boat taking a cute photo, okay? And y'all announcing that y'all found true love, and you just when you know, and all that. And I'm like, I ain't mad at you, girl, but I mean, it's looking real shady. I just want you to know your worth. I just don't understand why you feel as though the only way you're valuable. I'm just saying how it comes across. I'm not saying this is how you really feel, because clearly you being the Stepford wife with Cordell Stewart and then turning into whoever you were on Families, what did Kim Pire call it? Porsha's Family of Lies. Bentley, stop. I don't know who's the real Porsha. Will the real Porsha stand up? I'm just saying, I feel like you're one of those people Porsha's one of those people who is like forever looking for like what do you call those people who like, they always want to have this romantic fairy tale, whatever. And this is the thing. I've been married for 18 years. And marriage should be good. You should be happy, but there are going to be times where everything isn't great. But if you really both love each other, truly, and loved each other and meant it, what y'all doing after the fact is not what you do with somebody you actually loved. You don't then run them talk about, hey, green card or nah. You don't say that, she basically is empty on the inside as long as she got a Rolls Royce and she's so dumb that she'll come back to her own vomit like a dog. These are not things that you say about people you love. It just isn't. So that lets me know both of y'all were in this marriage for the wrong reasons. I'm just saying. That's not what happens that's not what happened with people who really love each other. That's not to say that, over time you can't grow to hate somebody or people change or whatever. It's rare that people change, but sometimes people want more or better or whatever. But even then, you can still, who said this? Was it that lady was it Gwyneth Paltrow that said uncomfortably uncouple or something, whatever it was that she said? You can do it a good way, but that's because you have to have loved and respected that person. If you didn't love and respect that person, this is what you get. Internet Wars by Porsha Gubadia and Porsha Williams, Stewart Gubadia. Okay, let's move on. And if I didn't say this, everything said here on Chanel's Reality is for entertainment purposes only, and it's in my opinion. Okay, it's all alleged. I'm on the wrong one. Sure. All right, so I said I was gonna read. Cassie breaks her silence. I don't know what this is going to look like since I changed the tab, but I want to read it real quick. So this is what Cassie posted on Twitter. She says, thank you for all the love and support. I was supposed to read this first before I got into the Porsha Gubadia of it all. Support from my family. Let me start over. Thank you for all the love and support from my family, friends, strangers, and those who I have yet to meet. The outpouring of love has created a place for my younger self to settle and feel safe now. But this is the only, what does it say? This is, hold on. But this is only the beginning. Domestic violence is the issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I am better today, but will always be recovering from my past. Thank you to everyone who has taken time to Thank you to everyone who has taken the time, who is, but why do I keep reading this wrong? Thank you to everyone that has taken the time to take this matter seriously. Okay. My only ask is that everyone open your heart to believe in victims the first time. It takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of heart to tell the truth. That's true. Out of the situation that you were powerless in. I offer my hand to those that are still living in fear. Reach out to your people. Don't cut them off. No one should carry this weight alone. It's very true. This healing journey is never ending, but this support means everything to me. Thank you. Love always, Cassie. Aw, that's so beautiful. I'm glad she got out. Not everybody gets out, and that's just the truth. So that's been a heavy topic, and I've been trying to cover it as much as I can, but it's sad. And I like to live in the light. But we do have to take those moments when we can. We can't always live in those moments that are so difficult and hard. And I'm a social worker, like I've said 100 times, hence my shirt, and a therapist. And a lot of times that's where people are when they come to you. Just like how I was talking when I was dragging TD Jakes on my last video. Everybody comes. I feel personally, unless you're coming to talk about to give your testimony about how God helped you overcome or whatever the case may be, people tend to come to church for the same reasons they come to a therapist or a social worker. They want somebody that can help them cope with whatever it is that they have going on. Whether it's we just got put out of our house, or my automobile got repoed, or my child got kicked out of school for the third time and I can't stay at home. They can't stay home alone, but I can't stay at home with them because I got work to do. I work at a grocery store, or I work at a hospital. I can't not be at work, you know? Um, or if your situation is like Cassie's situation, it's a million reasons, but you don't have to be poor to feel like you're trapped in whatever it is your situation might be. You could be living in your whole house with your whole husband, and he might not even like women. Let's talk about it. You could have a whole marriage that's fake and fraud, and you putting on like it's all good and it's not. But the world thinks it is. If we would be willing to allow people to take off the mask that everybody wants you to put on, that the world mandates that you put on, and act like you okay. One of my friends, I would say this morning, but I didn't wake up until like 1 p.m. So it is what it is. Like I said, I have arm pain in the middle of the night a lot of times. But when I did wake up, I talked to one of my friends, and then I was talking to my husband because he wants to go get me. He was going to the ice cream store, and I love a good ice cream. Shout out to, what is it? Jerry's. What is it? It's Jerry's Incredible Ice Cream. No, that's not what it's called. It's Jerry's something. It's in the freezer. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. So he was trying to ask me what chicken I wanted him to get so I can make chicken. I want to make barbecue chicken tomorrow because my cousin was like, "What you doing tomorrow for? Is it Memorial Day or something?" I don't know, girl, because I don't care. But anyways, but shout out to the veterans and whomever else. But I didn't even know because I'm over here minding my own business. Okay. But my friend messaged me, and she had messaged me yesterday. I messaged her and said, "Hey, can you pray for me?" Because I was having a lot of chest pain. And I don't go to the ER because ain't nothing wrong with my heart. But anyway, so I didn't go, but I messaged her and I said, "Hey, can you pray for me? Because I'm having chest pain." And so she messaged me back a few hours later and she said, "Yes, I will definitely pray for you. Will you pray for me?" My husband's only son, she said, "Please pray for my family, me and my family. My husband, my stepson passed away today. He was my husband's only child, and he was only 31. I said, "OMG, will do." She says, thank you. And so I said, let us know if me and my husband can do anything. And then today, she messages me and she says, thank you. It's crazy what happened and how life prepares you for and how life never prepares you for the most tragic moments. And they happen on a random day and it alters your whole world. My stepson took his own life. So you know how complicated that type of grief is. She's saying that because I'm a therapist, so she knows that I get it, and the grief that goes along with it. I text her a whole long thing, but I won't get into that about how we all sit around and we wear these masks. And the thing is, and I shared this with one of my friends earlier today, we should be honest about how we truly feel, and there should be people that we can be honest with, and the world should allow us to be honest. But we live in a world that tells us that if we're honest about how we feel, you know how you walk into the office or you walk into wherever you are and people say, oh, how are you? And you say, oh, I'm great or I'm good or whatever. And it's a lie. You're not great and you're not good. But the world tells us if you say because they're going to immediately say, oh, what's wrong? Or whatever it is, right? And so if you get into it and you say, well, I'm not great because my husband said this to me, or I don't have enough money for my rent, or I barely had enough gas to get here, or my child is cracked out of their mind, whatever it is, I don't feel pretty, I had a miscarriage, whatever it is, the grief is for today. If people would be honest and would be allowed to be honest and not have this remark sent to them, well, you need to get over it or you need to move past it. People love that. And I'll say in a minute, who are you to tell me? First of all, this is my grief and my trauma, not yours. You're not in charge of it. So stop telling people that they need to move on. Stop it. You can move on for your trauma, however you move on from your trauma and your grief. You can't tell people when they should move on from trauma and grief, because here's the thing. Trauma and grief are lifelong. The only thing we're in charge of is how we manage it, how we cope with it. So like I was saying, my friend, her and her husband lost their son he unalived himself. It's tragic. It is the first thing a parent, I would think to themselves, and it'll be, unfortunately, the thought that they have for the rest of their lives is, why didn't I know? Did I listen? What didn't he tell me? What didn't she tell me? Depending on whoever this person was, you're going to forever, for the remainder of your life, be asking yourself what you didn't do, because it is the most unnatural thing to bury your child. And it's one thing for someone else to have unalived them. That's a whole nother set of grief. It's a completely different set of grief, but it's a whole nother set of grief, right? And then because there's three types. And then there's the grief that comes along with something, some other external factor, right? So they randomly had a heart attack, or they had leukemia, or they had a car wreck, whatever it is, right? These are things that, they got into some sort of fight with these are things that you can, I guess, feel a little more understanding for, because it's so random. Right. And you had no control over that. At least you feel like you don't. Right. But if your child unalives themselves, unless you're a parent who's a sociopath or a psychopath or a narcissist, you're going to automatically, for the rest of your life, be wondering, what is it that I missed? Was I too harsh on him? Did I not hug him enough? Did he feel unloved? Whatever it is. And the only answers you may get, if you're lucky enough for that person to write it down and say, hey, this is what was going on with me. Don't blame yourself, which you're going to do no matter what, because you're going to feel guilty. Right. So, but in my opinion, and part of what I was saying to her is, we have to give everybody permission to take their mask off. It's not saying that you can't put your mask on when you go to the job interview, because we all do, we put that extra little stuff in there that we say we qualify to do on our resume, and we put that job that we only have for 3 months. Just stop me when I'm lying. But what I'm saying is, if we could allow each other to be who we really are, be our authentic selves, and stop stunting children, because children will say whatever until you start telling them they can't say it's inappropriate. You can't do this, you can't do that. And that's not to say there's no time and a place for everything. There's not. But to always be overcorrecting people and always trying to shun people and tell them they're not good enough and this, that, and the third, it's why people don't feel close enough or open enough to say I'm struggling. We don't allow it. And it's unfortunate. We're always trying to put people in a box. America is the greatest at it. What box are we checking today? Anyway, I said all that to say that's why people go to social workers. It's why people go to church. It's why, in my opinion, it's why people go to therapy. They're trying to figure out a way to cope with whatever it is. That's why I say, listen, as much as you can live in the light. That's what I do over here in Chanel's reality. We try to live in the light over here. Like I said, there are things that aren't in the light, and we have to address them. Like I said with DV, I hate saying that because domestic violence, it's assault. Let's call it what it is. We like to nice it up and say it's domestic violence because we want people to, in their mind, envision that's those people with their problem at their house. But if Diddy did to Cassie what he allegedly did in that video, like I said, at the Applebee's or at the Fogo Chow or whatever, when they call the police, they will be calling the police to say some man is in here savagely assaulting a woman. It wouldn't be, this is domestic violence. That's not what it would be. So let's call it what it is. Just saying. All right. So like I said, let's move on to what's the next thing on Chanel's list on the docket. Okay. I think, okay. Oh, I was talking about Shamil. So we went over that already. Did I go over it? Yeah, I did. I went over it. So it's just very interesting to me because I feel like this. I feel like somebody needs to give Simon Goulardia his own peach. I feel like Simon wants the Real Housewives of Atlanta to come and film his house. Because I don't think right now, y'all correct me down in the chat, I don't think Porsha can film in that house yet. Even though I think in their divorce, whatever prenup, it said something about he would have to get out within this many days and then she would have the house for the next 2 years or something like that. But I don't think that Simon is holding up his end of the bargain regarding it. I don't think he is. So I think that's maybe why they're filming, but just not in Porsha's beautiful home. I think. Where is my little? I had a whole page of stuff that I was going to talk about. Don't know where it went. So Young Miami, apparently Young Miami unfollowed Mr. Shitty Diddy. Shitty Combs is what I call him. Apparently that's the thing. I don't know why it matters, but apparently it matters to unfollow somebody. That's the way people uncouple in America. And I'm like, who are these people who are sitting to monitor Young Miami unfollowing Diddy? Okay, how do you even know? I don't know. I'm not that person that sits and is monitoring other people like that. I'm just not that girl. But apparently there are people sitting already ready to tell you this person is no longer following this person. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I think with Young Miami, I think because if I recall correctly, she was if I recall correctly, she was like holding Diddy down because I think, if I'm not mistaken, what I know of her, and I don't know, I've never seen this lady a day in my life, but I think what her team probably said is, and she probably in her mind initially was like, listen, Diddy is the guy, Mr. Shitty Combs. He's the guy that put me on, even though my understanding is she was already on, but he probably wanted to attach himself to her because she out here, she high, she a city girl, whatever, right? And it probably would help her to get into the rooms that she wouldn't have gotten into, kind of like Cardi B, right? I liked Cardi B. I think pretty much everybody, for the most part, liked something about her, whatever it might be, whether she's funny, whether she was she on Love and Hip Hop? Whatever it was, I liked her from Bodak Yellow. I was like, yes, honey. Now she a ratchet chick and she lived in it. That's the reason I like Cardi. I was just kind of like, even though you a hood rat, the fact that you standing in it, I support you all day long. I rather, again, goes back. People be exactly who you are. I could support that. I cannot stand fake people. I can't. I can't stand fake, phony people. It's just not in my. It's not my ministry. It just is what it is, right? So that's why I liked Cardi B. But and I think that's what that was her appeal. But I think this young Miami girl was kind of like, okay, yeah. So P. Diddy, he has all kind of access, right? He has influence, he has power, he has allegedly it's $1 billion on the elevator. You know what I'm saying? He can get her into on the red carpets, the right red carpets, right? He can get her into the right rooms at the right tables with the right people. So I think at least she was smart enough to realize that, and or her people, her team. He ain't the person I would really want to be around, but I get it. And I think her team has probably said at this point, time to get off the ride, sis. And she got off the ride. So she unfollowed him. Or maybe he pissed her off today. I don't know. I'm assuming. We're all assuming that, something happened. I hope she was just smart enough to realize that ain't a good look anymore. You know? And then Kelly Rowland. We're gonna talk about Kelly Rowland. So good sis Kelly Rowland. If I talked about this already, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm tired.com. But she was over there across the pond. I feel like I talked about this already. Or maybe I restarted the video. I can't remember. But if I did, sorry. So she was over there across the pond, and she's on, I think what was the Cannes or the Con festival, and she was on the red carpet, and it looked like sis was turning around and say hi, and take her photos or whatever, because I'm sure they're probably like, Kelly, she's doing her thing and wants to get the good photo. And some lady, I guess she works for the people, like she's an usher or something. She was just trying to, I guess, usher Kelly along. And Kelly today was just like, listen, I ain't having it. Not today. Today's the day I ain't having it. Maybe yesterday you could have tried it, not today. And Kelly was just like, that's how I knew I was just like, oh, because Kelly don't bother nobody. Kelly be over there minding her business with Lala and whomever else. Is it who she besties with a whole bunch of those girls, right? But I knew she was here when she was just like, no, I was like, oh, because that isn't Kelly. Kelly was groomed in the South where I live in Houston, Texas, right? Which is you're groomed to respect your elders and be respectful to people. You walk in the room, you say hello. You don't have to like the people in the room. You can hate the people in the room, but it don't kill you to just hello, how you doing, whatever, right? And move on. But the lady wasn't getting it, apparently. So Kelly was just like, not today, Satan. Not today, Nick. Shout out to Candace from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Not today, ankles. I cannot. Because I try not to talk about people because people can't. However you look is however you look. You ain't in charge of whoever, your mama and your daddy, whatever. So, but anyways, not today, Satan. Kelly, listen. I want them to leave Kelly alone. What? Kim Pyre was over there talking about Kelly is our good sis. I mean, I'm not a Kelly stan. I always felt like, in my opinion, her voice was much better than her, what do you call those people? I guess her castmates. I don't know if you call it castmates. The other people in her group. I just think Beyonce had the right complexion. Her daddy said it on Whitney Williams. Don't yell at me. It just is what it is. Race and colorism is alive and well in this country. It's why Beyonce can go get on a naked be almost naked on a horse singing country music, and people mad for 5 seconds, and now they counting out her records, and Beyonce about to be at the Grammys or the CMAs next year, like, Holly, if you hear me, gonna be singing her Cowboy Carter. That is not probably something that Kelly could have done. Not because Kelly isn't talented, not because she's not equally beautiful, not because she doesn't have the songs or the right people in the room or whatever, the right, I guess I would say, songwriters. I don't think any of that. I think they give certain things to certain people. It ain't fair. It just is what it is. And I think Kelly understands that. And she's, she plays her role. But I would love, this is what I would love for Kelly to do. Get with the right people at the right table, get all of the right songwriters at the table, the right mixers, everybody else, get the right photos, everything together. And then just come and snatch everybody's wigs off. Go do I don't know if y'all watched, I don't know if it was the AMAs. I think J-Lo was on a few years ago, and she sang her heart out first to let them bitches know, like, nah, don't forget, don't act like you forgot. That's what she ended with. Rihanna, don't act like you forgot. But she went through and she did songs that everybody was bopping to. 1738. Like, she went through song after song of songs throughout that whole year that were just like hit after hit. And she danced to them. Now, Kelly, I don't know if Kelly can really dance like that, but J-Lo is just like, bitches, y'all better bow down. Like, don't act like you don't know. And I was here for it. And see, this is the thing. J-Lo didn't even use her own songs. She used all these other people's songs. So like I said, she's paying homage on some level because she was feeling myself. Like, she used all of these really good songs and danced to them and shut it down. I wish Kelly would do that, because a lot of times I feel like people feel like they can't do it, like they can't really go on tour like a Beyonce can, because she got album after album, hit after hit. So she can go on tour whatever she wants to. She'll be going on tour when she's 80, still killing it, right? I wish Kelly could do that. I don't even want her to do it with her songs. I want her to do it with everybody else's songs, and then just, like I said, shut it down. I don't know why her people, whoever her people are, haven't allowed her to do that. I wouldn't say she hasn't had an opportunity to shut it down, because I guess, like I said, Miss Kelly album, song after song was hit to me, but unfortunately she's living in a, Beyonce and Rihanna world, and I hate that for her, because I think she's equally as beautiful and equally as talented, so on and so forth. It's just, I don't know. Maybe that ain't what Kelly want to do. Maybe she don't want to do that. But I feel like that's exactly what Kelly wanted to do and has always wanted to do. That's why in that song she did, My Dirty Laundry or whatever, she basically said it. This idiot man came along, stole my self-esteem, made me, feel like I was less than, and, basically pushed everybody in my life away from me and told me nobody loved me, not my mama, not my daddy, not me. That let me know that, when she said, she was on top killing it, and I'm over here on GP jealous as hell because that's what I want to be doing, and I'm not. And again, I know the colorism plays a part in it. I know Beyonce's the front, not the back. But if Tamar can get on the stage and, command an audience, I certainly think Kelly Rowland can. And I'm rooting for her. I wish that she would give it the right people and just come out. It don't even have to be a album. It could just be come out, shut that shit down, go on tour, or go to the cans, whatever it is, and then do a small tour, do some of her best songs, and then do some of her, Destiny's Child's hits, because that's exactly what Beyonce does. I've never seen her do a concert or whatever, not a concert, but a tour without shouting out, Destiny's Child. I just wish she would give it the right people, because she's definitely got the talent. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's all. Thank you guys for tuning in to Chanel's Reality. If you just tuned in, we talked about Young Miami, Shitty Diddy, Mr. Shitty Combs, Cassie's statement, and then who was the first person? Oh, and Porsha. Porsha. And here's the thing. Let me just say this one last thing. So Porsha and Kenya, I guess they the new face of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And lots of people stand for Kenya. Lots of people stand for Porsha because Portia's the princess of Thailandia, and that's who she want to be. And, I guess the rest of us are jealous. I'm not. I don't care. But the thing is with Kenya, at least Porsha could be a good time. She could be shady, but at least she could be a good time. I don't know why people love Kenya. I mean, Kenya can give you shade, but Kenya's shade is always so, it's just always so mean and malicious. And I can't. And it's why listen, Kenya always needs somebody to put her in her place. So y'all remember that season where Kenya decided she was so mad. It was so the worst thing in the world for what's her name? Tanya. Remember Tanya? happy Canadian lady, right? Tanya ain't nobody's enemy. Leave Tanya alone. But anyway, she wanted, because Tanya brought her wig back, and Tanya was like, yeah, she had a wig or whatever. She wanted to act like that was the end of the world because she tore down, Kenya Moore hair care or whatever. And it's like, girl, stop it. Stop it. Like, you have not sat on this stage every year except for the year you got married to Mark and was pregnant or whatever the case may be, and came for everybody. You hated Cynthia. You said she was dumb as they come or something like that. Go back and watch it if you don't believe me. But now they besties. I think maybe they might be off and they back on. I'm not really sure. You came for Phaedra because she was mad at you, because really Apollo was really in the wrong, but y'all both was in the wrong. Y'all had some sort of beef for like a good until Phaedra left, essentially. You came for Nene because Nene ain't having it. Like she said, I'm always going. What Nene say when she was about to spit on her with the peanut or throw her with the peanut, whatever? She was just like, bitch, I'm always gonna stay on your neck. So you was mad at Nene because she ain't having it. Because she was really the queen bee, if I'm being honest. You stayed on Porsha's neck, but Porsha pulled all your hair out. Well, shout out to whoever showed. Listen, whoever sewed Kenya's hair down, because that hair was not moving. It did not move 1 inch. And Porsha yanked it too. I was like, ooh, girl, Porsha. She yanked it like she was trying to yank that girl's soul out. And Kenya immediately got up and said she should be fired. I was like, all right, Kenya. She stays in, like, listen, Kenya understands the assignment. But let me see who else did. She basically, I can't think of a person outside of Candy, because Candy checked her from day one, that she really didn't come for, except for she didn't really come for the girl that was married to Roger Bob. But I think it's because they were kind of like clicked up, and she didn't come for what's the girl's name? Claudia Jordan. Because Claudia, I guess she knew Claudia will read your ass to the ground. What she tell Nene? She said, you thought I was some sort of drone? I'm not. You about to find out. And she went and read Nene from head to toe. Like that bitch was hooked on phonics. Okay. Yeah. So Kenya didn't come for her, but she came for little old Tanya because she know Tanya's really not prepared, and called Tanya a see you next Tuesday. It was just so atrocious because, Tanya's Canadian, and so she doesn't understand. That's the worst possible word you could have ever called her, ever. Okay. Most of us, we kind of be like, all right, girl, whatever. I don't care. Not Tanya, that broke her little heart. But then the following season, oh God, karma. Karma's about balance. So you flipped it, karma's gonna flip it back on you. Karma, listen, came and slapped Kenya all upside her face, because then she got enough. I don't know if it was enough money that they gave her to say, you got to have Mr. Daly on this show. He needs to be in at least 6 episodes, whatever it was. And he came, and I'm not tap dancing and happy in someone else's grief. Right. So I wasn't happy that happened to her. I thought it was atrocious. I actually felt bad for her. I don't like Giselle, but I felt bad for Giselle when Monique read her rights. Girl, she had that whole binder. I was like, yo, woo, I felt bad for Giselle. And I don't like Giselle. And she gave me every reason not to like her all over again, with the Candace and the Wendy hate and the colorism and all that. But anyways, back to Kenya. It's just kind of like, I'm not happy in Kenya's grief when Mark came and drug her, by all her Kenya Moore hair, by her Kenya Moore edges. Okay. He drug her all the way down. And he was so egregious to her, and he just didn't have to be. It's just like, why? And I felt bad for her, because I do think Kenya, like Nene, is still looking for that love that she wishes she would have gotten from a parent. That unconditional love. But I think on some level she feels like she's got it with her daughter. Her daughter is the sunshine. I love her daughter. It's beautiful. I hate for her that she thinks the only way she can have a whole complete life, just like Porsha, is with some man. And Mark is cute. All day long. But he's a horrible person. Maybe there's something we missed, but what he showed us is, I'm a horrible human being, and I do not want to be married, and I certainly don't want to be married to Kenya Moore. He gave narcissists all day long. But with that being said, we'll see if if it humbles Kenya, but I don't think it will, because remember whenever that happened, like the following day, they all got on the plane. They was at the airport, and Candy, being Candy, was like, if we could just try to not go all in on her and mention, this is how Candy talk. The divorce and everything. Here go Marlo being Marlo, okay? Full Aquarius, okay? I don't know if I can help that. I was like, Marlo. And I love Marlo. Love Marlo. And then Nene, this is why we need Nene on the show, because Nene immediately said, even though I know in my mind, I feel like Nene was genuine when she really was gonna like try to be there for Kenya. Not saying that she can't turn back to Nene, but I do feel like she was gonna be honest with her and try to give her, a shoulder to cry on or whatever. But Nene immediately said, after Kenya was like, "Can y'all just not bring it up?" Nene was just kind of like, if Kenya, she should have thought about that before she decided to bring the cookie lady in front of Tanya and try to blow up this lady's life. For what reason? Because she said you wore a wig and everybody on the show wears wigs. What are you talking about? Like, you really mad about that? Stop it. You're not mad at Tanya. You mad at your husband because he treats you like trash. He treats you treacherously, and everybody saw it. And again, you would think she would be humble. It didn't humble Kenya, because Kenya's sitting already. She's on guard because she doesn't know what it feels like to have genuine. She doesn't know what the comfort and safety of genuine love is like. She doesn't understand that she doesn't always have to be an attack dog. I don't always have to respond to you. That is a sign of growth. You can say whatever, girl, I'm unbothered. Kenya can't be unbothered. She always has to be the one with the last word. But I'm hoping that this season she can come in and maybe not be that girl. That's my hope for Kenya. But unfortunately, I don't believe Kenya has that in her. I wish Kenya could act probably the way she acts, whatever that might be, anytime Brooklyn is around. I'm almost certain that whatever Kenya says and how she responds is how she would want her daughter to respond, or how she would want to respond in front of Brooklyn. That Kenya, if we could get her, probably be great. That's not to say you can't read, but it don't have to be malicious. Again, like the video, guys. Let me know. Show me some love through the likes. And if you are new here, please, 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 if you like my content, hey, if you like my content, please, please, please hit the subscribe button so you'll get more Oh, you have to hit the notification button. So hit all my buttons. Hit all my buttons, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.